So many of you got this wrong and didn't understand it that now I will explain it to you. To understand the origins and the meanings of left versus right wing, you have to go back to the French Revolution in July of 1789. Shortly after they stormed the Bastille, they had a big assembly to try to figure out what the new constitution would look like. And the biggest debate was over the monarchy and the powers of the king. Primarily, will the king still be able to veto any proposals brought about by the general body? And for the people who believe that they should maintain the traditions of the past and allow centralized power to still remain in the king, began to sit together on the right side of the president of the assembly. And those people that believe that they should break away from the traditions of the past and start to decentralize the power of the king began to sit together on the left side. And those are the two biggest divides between left versus right wing, whether or not you adhere to traditional policies and structures of the past, and to the extent you want to maintain hierarchies and centralizations of power. The reason so many of you got this wrong was that when you saw a group of African Americans who were protesting the authority of the state and bringing up grievances done by the state against African Americans, you immediately thought of the Black Lives Matter organization, which is left wing, and the George Floyd protest movement from last summer, which is also a left wing movement. However, race and religion has nothing to do with this divide. ISIS and the Taliban are both examples of right-wing organizations. So is Viktor Orban's government in Hungary, Modi in India, Bolsonaro in Brazil, Trudeau in Canada, and both the Democratic and Republican parties here in America. Which now finally brings us back to the rise of the Moors. So I went through their Facebook and their homepage in about 2 hours of YouTube footage. And most of it is all ahistorical nonsense wrapped about from, again, the Moorish temple and the sovereign citizens movement, and I recommend you watch my first video again. However, there is absolutely nothing about decentralization of power. If I had to guess, they still believe in hierarchies, but simply want to replace who sits atop them. But much more importantly, they have a strict adherence to the words of their prophets and religious dogma, which very much makes them a right-wing organization.